What we not going to do in 2024 is read and gather the gymnast parents. What we are not going to do in 2024 is read and gather people's parents, the famous gymnast parents. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to edit people's names out, but I'm going to have a conversation, you guys. I hope we can handle this. I hope we are mature. I love one of the gymnast parents who we're going to talk about, and I really enjoyed this Twitter account. So, for everybody's protection, not to be messy, I am going to edit everything out. But we are going to have a serious conversation about these parasocial relationships that some of you all have with some of these gymnasts and some of these gymnast parents, and just the right that you feel to say whatever you want to out of your mouth directly towards them, only on
Michaela love gymnastics. Michaela love gymnastics.
that was so inappropriate. That was so disrespectful. That was not only disrespectful to the young lady's mother, that was actually disrespectful to the young lady. Now, I'm trying my hardest to not say who it is and not name names. If you know who it is, that's good for you. If you follow any of these accounts on Twitter, good for you. But let's, keep people. We're trying to start 2024 a lot less messier, so we're going to do things a lot less messy, which means we're not putting people's names down there in the comment section. No names. You can talk about it, just no names. Okay. For the gymnast mother, I'm so sorry that you have to keep going through this with the people on the internet. I'm so sorry people keep wanting to call you out of your name and keep wanting to bring up things that happened in the past. You actually paid your debt to society. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a non-issue. You paid your debt to society and you're ready to move on with your life. I'm so sorry that people feel discomfortable with your daughter and you to do this to you. I do apologize from the entire internet to the account that made this post. I understand where you were coming from at first. I do. Where you were coming from at first, you were saying that you kind of understood why a judge, a coach, whoever it was, the powers that be, who asked a girl, I said the girl name, so I had to stop and try to edit some shit out. So let me try saying what I had to say again. I think I understand where the Twitter user was coming from when they were saying they understood why whoever at USAG would ask any individual person to change a fluorescentized music to fit the elite standards, right? And I can understand where that person was coming from. What happened was the Gymternet took what that person said and ran with it, of course, because How dare you defend USA Gymnastics? How dare you defend somebody acting racist or whatever? But from what this person was saying, they can understand why a particular part of that person's routine would be considered quote unquote booty shaking and why they would ask them to take that part out, right? Do I agree with that sentiment? No, I don't agree with it. But do I understand where that person was coming from with that part of the conversation? Yes. Moving forward, this is where they got in trouble, in my opinion. This is where I think lines were crossed. People then were saying what that individual gymnast was doing was not considered booty shaking or twerking. It was like a part of their routine or whatever. And then that person subsequently made an apology tweet and was like, I'm sorry if I was indicating that that person was twerking or shaking ass or whatever, but this is more clarity of what I was saying, right? I feel like that certain gymnast mother was responding to the first initial tweet, not the apology tweet, right? So that's one of the issues with social media, right? Sometimes when you put stuff out there, even if you apologize, even if you take it down, people don't saw it, right? So the first photo I posted was the person's mother reacting to, I'm assuming, seeing that initial tweet about the booty shaking part, right? And that's why the gymnast mother mentioned the booty shaking, because that's literally what the person's initial tweet was about, was the booty shaking or whatever, right? So everything that that person's mother said was clear, was valid, was legitimate, and that's how I feel. I don't feel like nobody should have asked that person to change a floor music, to take anything out, because I don't feel like there was literally nothing inappropriate about that. I'm 42 years old. I'm clearly a fan of 90s hip hop. So I'm back. As I was saying, I'm a fan of 90s hip hop, so clearly I enjoyed that routine. But I can also understand how people who get paid to make sure the girls get as many points as possible, people whose job it is to make sure the girls are getting as big as scores as possible. I can understand how that routine they may have felt that that routine internationally wouldn't have gotten her the best of scores or whatever, right? I can understand that, right? I'm a logical person. I don't think everything is racist. I just think a lot of stuff is racist. So, with that being said, I can understand that person's point. And if that person would have stood on business on that point, I think that person, I don't think social media would have went left the way it did. But they did, and they started to do a very personal attack on that gymnast mother, and that's where that person went wrong, right? We cannot do that, right? We can't sit up there and because somebody disagree with you, you want to hit them with a nuclear attack, and you think you serving, and you think that's a read. That's first of all, that's not even a read. That's like very low ball material. Like if you hit somebody, what's the first thing you gonna say to that person? Ooh, you went too blank. Ooh, you was a scammer. Ooh, that's like low hanging fruit. Like why? Like so. Reading somebody, it takes a bit of intelligence. Throwing shade at somebody, people shouldn't be able to catch the shade that you're throwing at people, right? You should be able to cast it out there without people catching it. If you just throwing things out there for people to catch, that's just being messy, and that's not what we're doing in 2024. I understand. I advocate. I implore. I applaud people who speak their mind on gymnastics, because I feel like that's the key to making gymnastics a mainstream sport, right? And I understand like the gymnasts are teenagers, so it's kind of hard to speak your mind on them, but especially when certain gymnasts are adults, it's a lot easier to say what you want to say. But we're talking about the gymnasts, right? Not their parents, right? And I don't feel like it's right for you to say what you want to about certain people's parents. I don't feel like it's right for you to say what you want to about anybody's parents. Like, your mama, that's the first joke that you better go to the girls, bitch, your mama. Like, come on. Like, let's call a thing a thing. Like, and I'm not saying that you have to like every single gymnast. I'm not, because I don't. I'm not saying you have to be a fan of every single gymnast, because I'm not. What I am saying is you do have to be respectful. You do have to be respectful. Especially if nobody came for you. If nobody came for you. Like, her response to your initial tweet was not a come for you. It was a defending of her child. It wasn't a coming for you. It was a defending of her child. You have to understand. It was bigger than what you just tweeted. Everybody and their mama is speculating, was it USA Gymnastics? Why they didn't come to USA Gymnastics? This, that, and the third. And your tweet probably was the damn straw that broke the camel back that made mama want to say something about it, right? We have to take ourselves out of these things and realize that it's bigger than us, it's bigger than the moment, it's bigger than this, that, and the third. And friend, you shouldn't have said that. You owe that lady an apology, right? You sit up there on national Twitter and sit up there and call that lady a scammer, girl. You sit up there on national Twitter and told her to stop thrifting and begging for, like, girl, like, and I'm saying girl, I think you are a girl, but I'm not saying girl like that. I just call everybody a girl. So, girl, like, come on, girl, like. And see, this is the gag. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna be that girl, if you're gonna be that bitch, if you're gonna be that account, if you're gonna be that girl to call out these people, if you want to be that account, do that with your profile picture up and your government name up. Do that shit then. If that's what you want to do it with your government name up and your profile picture up, and do it and stand on business. But to do it on a gymnastics account, it's like giving what you thought it gave. The guy is, even if you did it with your name and profile picture up, it still would have been bad. Like, but at least, I don't know. I'm not going to say I can respect it more, but, I can respect the intentions more. But, and you're a very popular Twitter account, and you call that lady's mama out. Like, just because you don't agree with necessarily the way that they make money, that's the way that they make money. So, like, you owe that lady an apology. That's how I feel. Now you're grown and you feel the way you feel. If you don't feel like you owe that lady an apology, bitch, stand on business, girl, and keep it moving. But let's not just make this a thing and have this ongoing for 2 or 3 weeks. Like, it happened. Let's move on and let's talk about something else. People watch. Just because you're favorite or you like somebody, that don't give you the right to attack people because they don't agree with you about the people that you like. But that also, you have to understand, somebody's parents almost always are going to defend them. So you just got to take that into consideration too, that of course somebody's parent is going to defend them. And you just got to take it a little bit less personal and stop throwing out personal attacks on the people just because an evil news report decided to break an article the day before Olympic trials or right before Olympic trials. So with that being said, that's my little update for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little thing. I hope my little message made sense. Leave these gymnast parents alone. Yes, they're going to defend their children, but unless they're like calling you by your name, which they do not know because a lot of you all don't have your names on your account, pay a dust, girl. Pay a dust, girl. It's the Olympic year. Let's not add on to these girls' stress already. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next episode.